Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to TEW 2016, WWE 2003. I believe this is episode 33. Oh my goodness. It's like the farther I get with these episodes, the more I'm just like, wow, we're really that far? We're live here with SmackDown. Backstage rating 60. I haven't looked at the backstage rating, but playing the Attitude Era series with Christian makes me really think like, I haven't been paying attention to my backstage rating. I feel like it's been good, but I mean, I'm looking at it now and it says 60, so I'll just chalk it up to Vince, Hogan, Brock, and Bill DeMott. There's also a couple relationships with tension between them and a lot of other factors now that Jeff Hardy's on SmackDown. But it's alright, because we have a show for you guys tonight. It's kind of a shorter show, actually, not that many segments, but we're gonna see if we can make it work. So in the pre-show, we had a Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight match, kind of testing out some of the Cruiserweights before I do some call-ups and whatnot. Obviously, Ultimo Dragon won this match, but in the match was Mystico, aka Sin Cara, the original Sin Cara, I believe, Matt Sydal, who is Evan Bourne, and TJ Wilson, who is Tyson Kidd. Like I said, Ultimo Dragon with the dub, 53. The best out of the developmental bunch was Mystico. And I feel like if he performed in Mexico, because of the popularity, he'd probably be in the 60s. So just keep that in mind. And that was the pre-show. So moving on to the main show, Stephanie McMahon says tonight Kurt Angle is not teaming up with Team Angle. He's teaming up with the tag champs, Los Guerreros. They're going to face Brock, RVD, and Kane. So that should be a good main event. I feel like, you know, I like putting the storylines together like that, and kind of gets, you know, kills two birds with one stone kind of thing. And I feel like Brock, RVD, and Kane, that's a pretty, you know, fan favorite tag. So we're going to move on. Rhino gets a win over Bill DeMott. They have great chemistry, so maybe start a little feud between them. 69 from Rhino, yeah. I was looking at the roster and I realized I brought up Rhino for that WrestleMania match with Edge, and then I haven't really used him, and I haven't thought about using him, and I haven't had any plans for him. It's not like he's facing Big Show for the title, or he's not challenging Brock or anyone, you know what I mean? So quick win over here over Bill DeMott, and so he's still got some in-ring performance and possibly a feud for them. 86 rated. Sting once again calls out John Cena. John Cena does a little rap, because back then, you know, he rapped, Sting, I'll see you in the ring, bada boom, bada bing, backlash, I got a back rash, all, you know what I mean. So Cena accepts the challenge. So we're going to have Sting's first WWE match at Backlash against the rookie, I guess you could say, John Cena. 1 year removed from his debut. Booker T defeated Chuck Palumbo with the scissors kick. Booker T made his SmackDown debut last week, but lost to Kurt Angle. So I want to get him some momentum. I want to get him a win. I want to get him, you know, pushed here on SmackDown. So 82 for Booker T. That's what I love to see. Rhyming accidentally. Ooh, you guys like that? Oh man, John Cena really got me rapping. 82 for Booker T though. Backstage, Paul Heyman promotes the Big Show and puts down DDP. 72 rated. Josh Matthews looked dreadful because he was interviewing Paul, but gained heat, so, you know, Paul did what he had to do. Next up, we had a match I was very excited to book, kind of underwhelming, but I feel like if they get the heat behind it, this match can be pretty good. Rey Mysterio defeated AJ Styles for the Cruiserweight title, to retain the Cruiserweight title, but it's because Matt Hardy ran in and attacked AJ Styles. Excuse me, because if you guys remember last week, AJ got a flash pin over him, like a roll-up on AJ, or on Matt Hardy. So post-match, Matt Hardy then defeats, or sorry, not defeats, but beat up Rey Mysterio to send a message like, I'm not just mad at AJ, I want your Cruiserweight title. You know, in that triple threat, man, I'm hoping it gets to close to 80 maybe. I know it's probably going to be low 70s for the triple threat, but squash match for Mark Henry. I don't know why it said by submission, but I'm just building up Mark Henry's momentum. I know it's 42. I know it's not that great of a rating, but that's what you got to do. And you know, I made him dominant. I made the match 3 minutes long, so I'm starting to build him up a little bit. Once he gets that hype momentum behind him, it'll be a lot easier to book him. Next up, Roddy Piper returns and introduces his new client, Billy Kidman. I actually had Billy Kidman have a match on Heat. I think I showed you guys on the last episode, and they said that him and Piper have really good chemistry, so I figured why not debut it on SmackDown, have Piper, you know, say that Kidman is the next big thing, and the next Cruiserweight champion or next US champ, whatever. So yeah, and then Piper gets back on TV, he's got popularity, that could rub off on Kidman. A lot of good stuff could happen with this pairing right here. And main event time, 78 rated. I was actually hoping this would be a little better. Chavo was the wink link, and he's over here asking for a fucking push, get out of here. Brock Lesnar and RVD and Kane won when RVD defeated Chavo with a 5-star frog splash. 91 from Kurt, 81 from Eddie, 91 from Brock, 80 from Rob Van Dam, 85 for Kane. Honestly, I'm more excited for this RVD Kane versus Los Guerreros for one reason and one reason only, and that's to make RVD versus Eddie Guerrero a little one-on-one match. That's what I'm really excited for. And this story advanced, this story lost heat, of course, 78, so I'm hoping we're in the 80s. That's the lowest rating we've got in a while, actually, 79. I'm going to take a quick look because that might be the lowest we've had since we started the series, or at least since the beginning of the series, because I know at the beginning it was a little harder to get the good ratings because we didn't have our feet under us or whatever the case was. So was that our worst SmackDown show? Was that 79? Okay, let's... I know obviously Heat's gonna have some bad ones. 70 for Heat. 73, that's Heat. It's gonna be less than a 79. What was 81? SmackDown, there you go. Back in February. An 80 for Raw. 70 for Heat. 71 for Heat. We had a 70 for SmackDown one time. Damn. Man, back in January, things were a lot different. Look at that. Big Show won a Battle Royal back then, and he won a Battle Royal recently to become the US champ. I totally forgot about that. 81. 67 was our worst one. That was our first SmackDown. I feel like our shows were a lot different back then, but... you know what? It is what it is. Do we have any signings? No, we don't have any signings we have to make. Well, let's do a little simulating. Honestly, even though that was our worst show in a while, 79 is not terrible. Like, it's not like the end of the world. I think we just had to do a lot of stuff to advance storylines, and we have a lot of new people that don't have the greatest popularity, or they don't, you know, have the best performances. We just called up a lot of people, and obviously going against Raw has a stacked ass roster. I'm gonna be honest here, like I'm kind of stacking the deck against SmackDown because I love SmackDown and I want them, you know, to show that they don't need the big stars, you know what I mean, because back in the day they didn't have all the big stars. Raw had all the big stars. Raw was always, you know, the brand that people are like, oh, it's not fair for SmackDown. And SmackDown always worked with what they had, you know what I mean? They pushed who they had to push. Jinder Mahal was a WWE champion. Like, I'm just using that as an example, obviously, but I feel like SmackDown can still have that same energy in this series. New Japan keeps saying that they're gonna sign people, but they just signed nobodies. Chikara, Mike Quackenbush won a match. Eddie Kingston won a match. Jigsaw, I don't know who Jigsaw is. MLW, Sabu, Mike Awesome, and CW Anderson defeated The Truth. Crazy and Yang. Fuego Guerrero went to a no contest with La Parca. Perry Saturn defeated George Estrada. What if did we already looking to bring in Perry Saturn? I feel like we have. He's currently 160 on the... Let's see, 50 rated. What would he want? Oh, that break an owner goal. I think that's why we weren't gonna hire him. He's gonna break a damn owner goal. We're already breaking too many owner goals. But if we sign Perry Saturn, we could reform the Radicals. But I don't know if I don't want to do that actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, we'd probably put him on SmackDown. And I don't know who he'd feud with. Perry Saturn. Who would be a good match for Perry Saturn? I know Ben Wall, but he's on Raw, so finally here we go with some... the hell? New Nick Dinsmore feud with Psychosis. Mark Jindrak's feuding with Daniel Bryan. Apparently the performance of the night was Sean O'Hare, so we're gonna take a look at that in a second. The Colognes, oh here we go, let's go take a look at it actually. Sean O'Hare defeated Psychosis to retain the OVW heavyweight title. Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan, I don't know why I said Bryan Danielson. Daniel Bryan defeated Finlay. The Colognes defeated the Motor City Machine Guns to become tag champs. Beth Phoenix defeated Becky Bayless, and Chris Masters defeated John Morrison. ROH had a show. Homicide, still your ROH champion. Joel Maximo defeated Mark Briscoe and Jose Maximo. Mike Quackenbush, there he is again, and BJ Whitmer defeated the Carnage Crew for the tag titles. Amazing Red, Jay Briscoe won. Izzy beat Deranged. TNA, Sharkboy defeated Slash. Eric Watts defeated Ace Steel, and Chris Harris defeated Lee, Money, and Sanders. New Japan had a show. Tanahashi and Team Chaos defeated Jusner Liger, Kane Emoto, and Yasuda. I hope I said that name right. Ishimura defeated Takamura. Noah, you guys can take a look at that. I don't really know Noah like that. Matt Striker was in the main event for this. Oh, Jersey. For some reason I was thinking Japan All Pro Wrestling or something. Jersey All Pro Wrestling. Mike Cruel, I think that's Mike Knox. I don't know. Matt Striker with the depth. Okay, well, I'm glad that. Oh shoot. Well, we got BG James now. We got the Road Dogg. We have to renegotiate with Jim Ross. By God, give him all the money, damn it. And then we also have to figure out what brand Billy Gunn and Road Dogg are going to be on. Billy Gunn's still out for 5 months though, so let's just focus on BG James, Road Dogg. We could put him on probably SmackDown, right? We still have Mick Foley that we haven't decided. But in his contract, in Mick Foley's contract, he can't wrestle. Not physical. Where is availability? Like they don't let him wrestle on Raw. They don't let him wrestle on SmackDown. He can't wrestle on the pay-per-views. So I guess he's just gonna be a personality for us, sadly. We paid him all that money to be a personality. I mean, 75 pop. We'll see what he can do. Maybe bring in a new general manager for one of the shows. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like down on it. As always, I will talk to you guys in the next one.